Hello, I am Brian Kelly of Rosamond, California. This is the first and introduction to a series of blogs, videos, and our podcasts about the near future of these United States. The events since the early part of 2016 have led me to the belief that this nation is in serious jeopardy. In my estimation, the odds of the failure of our democracy is well over 50%. A simple justification for that is the fact that in 2020, over 74 million people voted for a candidate who had, over the past 4 years, demonstrated that he was unfit for office and had been clear that he does want absolute rule. He is a dictator. So far, he has not been successful in that role, but the future does not look good. As I write, a former office holder has released a statement praising the genius of Putin in the invasion of Ukraine. Before 2016, I would not have believed such a behavior would ever happen. Now it is expected. These blogs, and maybe podcasts and videos will explain why such a sad outcome looms in our future. This is an introduction, so a little about me. I have passed my 70th birthday and have been watching politics for a while now. I was a software engineer. Much of my employment was for the Department of Defense, and much of it was writing real-time code. Said simply, real-time code is the stuff for which if the result is late, it is bad. That type of software is far different from software that interacts with user on a continuous basis. I was a submariner in the Navy, an electronics technician. I learned how computers work at the lowest levels. The Navy also taught me about the theory and repair of sonar, radar, electronic countermeasures, and navigation equipment. I started my education by a community college following active duty. My degree was completed in the late 1980s, about 8 years after leaving the Navy. That degree in computer science was 14 years in the making. One of my early courses in the mid-1970s was on U.S. government. In that class, the instructor wrote 2 lists of the basic policies of the Republican and Democratic parties. That was a minor revelation, and I understood why I preferred Republican politics. By the mid-1980s, I had become so disgusted with the leaders of the Republican Party that I removed my name from their rolls. In my estimation, said behavior has continued to go down at an increasing pace. I had a mild case of polio when I was about 5 or 6 years old, not long before the polio vaccine was first available. It left me with some tremors. You have probably noticed that my head twitches some. All in all, I was quite lucky in that regard. When approaching my 65th birthday, I once again sought out psychological therapy. When mentioning my lifetime of difficult personal relationships, one therapist noted, "Yeah, that Asperger's will do that." Really? That was the first diagnosis. And it helps me to make sense of why my personal life is not overflowed with joy. Having few friends throughout my life, I have read extensively. As a result, I can write reasonably well. But I have more than a little difficulty understanding the unspoken communication between people. All I have said to this point leads up to this. Please, try to look past my delivery and look into the core of what I have to say. Please try not to reject what I have to say because the delivery is not up to what is expected from most people. The first 4 episodes will be about 1. Our fork in the road. We are on the wrong path through history and why I believe that is the case. 2. Early conservative behavior. The behavior of the conservative bloc of citizens is not a new change but an evolution. Their basic behaviors have roots that extend back to the era of the year 1700, plus and minus 100 years. Republican behaviors. In the 1960s, the Republican behavior was so bad, some members of the party wrote the book titled The Party That Lost Its Head. 4. Republicans have a history of disdaining science and the advice of educated people. To that effect, please reference the book, The Republican War on Science, published in 2005. This is an ambitious goal for me, so I end the planning there. If I do well, maybe more. In the last 5 years or so, United States politics has deteriorated at an ever-increasing rate. In the last 2 years, I have attempted to become politically active. Unfortunately, we live on the far outskirts of our congressional district, and there's no political activity here. I obtained the voter rolls for my U.S. congressional district and have sent over 100 postcards to registered Democrats in the local area. The only response has been from one Republican who is not about to change his mind. I have sent more than 100 letters to elected officials with my thoughts. Most of those letters included a self-addressed and stamped postcard. To my opinion, it takes no more effort to toss the postcard in the outbox than to put it in the trash. Only one has been returned, and all that was marked on it was, "Thanks for your letter." So I will not give up because the stakes are too high. This is my next step. I'm not a public speaker, so I need your patience. I'm a complete novice at video and audio editing, but I'm giving it a try. I ask the listeners, viewers, and readers, if you have comments, please contact me with advice and suggestions. I will try to get better. Hopefully the website and email address will be displayed along with this video. The text of this will be posted on the website and a video posted on YouTube. If I can learn how to extract just the audio, that will be saved for a podcast. Now I move on to producing the first real segment. This intro and the first segment will be posted at the same time. Or maybe I should say will have been posted at the same time. Thank you for the time you have given me.